This is Jusmen.
We are loud across Lagos on Jusmen 105.7, your home of great music, great friends. I am Randy Morgan in conversation with a creative genius who has so much to offer. Producer, beatmaker, artist, and DJ. My guest today has his name on several hits, but a really viral moment towards the end of December 2025 with a particular viral song. So viral! The kids resumed school, and instead of answering mathematics properly, they were dropping ad-libs. Teachers and parents stressed and confused when they asked their children 1 plus 1. And the ever so interesting response, 1 plus 1 is 2 Snoko. I bring you the mastermind, Xapo. Nice to have you with us. Nice to have you.
Appreciate you for having me.
Definitely. I want to ask you first off, though, have you seen the videos on TikTok and in those impressions? Have you seen them?
Bro, I have seen each and every one. My parents, my family send me everything that has to do with the song. So yeah, it's been crazy, man. It's been a crazy time.
Let's get into that craziness. You had a really viral moment, right? And of course, kids singing your lyrics everywhere, the streets vibing. How does that feel, seeing that your sound is crossing, it's traveling like this?
It's crazy. Also, at the same time, I am so locked in. I don't think I'm grasping the moment fully. So it's just I can see the change. I can see things going the right direction that I want to, but there's still more to grind for. Yeah, the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. That's fantastic. Man. So now that how long have you been in Nigeria? Is this your first time visiting?
No,
you've been here before?
Yeah, I've been here for like close to 3 weeks, bro.
I mean, before now.
Yeah, before now, because I was here with TXC and we did like there's 2 songs actually.
Nakupenda, you were actually on that too.
And Wele Wele with Davido,
Zlatan. That's all right jams. I didn't know you were just behind the scenes like that. That's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, so
well, I can't stress this enough. It's really nice to have you in the studio, but
appreciate it,
I'm going to go into questions related to music, right? I did a bit of reading. Turns out you started music at the age of 15.
Yeah.
I started as a DJ.
Yeah.
And I want to know, right, most people start as an artist or as a producer. You started as a DJ. What did DJing teach you about music that, production alone could not teach you?
So, crazy enough, I started producing music at 15.
Oh, wow.
I was DJing as a kid, like growing up. So my uncle just put me on to virtual DJ. So I grasped it like easy, because he just every night before we sleep he used to like put me in class. So I started production because I had the thought, like, why are people dancing there? How are you making a beat that's making us dance type of vibe, coming from a DJ perspective. So it was easy for me to blend those 2 things together. Also with the knowledge I got from like just not knowing. Like this just happened organically too. So I just grasped things here and there. Going into production, I knew what a BPM was. I knew tempo. I knew a lot of stuff. So it was kind of easy for me to grasp like production, coming from DJing as a kid. Yeah, man.
That's fantastic. Because I'm never gonna lie. I've always been a big fan of production, and just from what you said, I always really like producers, because you mentioned what's something that gets them to dance. I like beats in the sense that we know that artists are doing the most. The performance, we get it. But when you hear a really nice beat, that's like the first thing that gets you to really get inside it. So at 15 you started to produce, right? So at what point did you start to see this as more than just a hobby? That when did you start to feel like, okay, I think I'm really getting serious with this?
Because I used to play soccer, so I had to choose between the 2.
Was that tough?
Yeah, it was a tough decision to make.
So what position did you play?
I played right back. I played number 3, so right back, left back, full back. I used to play like full back too. So man, I had to take the decision as to, are you taking soccer or are you gonna do music? I was like, nah, I'm going for the music, because soccer, one mistake and you're like out for life.
Injury and thing, right? But with the music,
you can always come down and learn from your mistakes and keep going. You understand? So music just it made sense for me.
Right. Let's talk about some of your influences, right? Because you said earlier that you started DJing like a really, really early.
Yeah.
And your uncle put you on. But when you started to navigate towards production, who were you listening to say, I like this guy's beats? I like, or maybe musical influences. Who did you hear to say, wow, I like what this person is doing. I could follow the path.
Yeah. So around about the time I started, Metro Booming was big.
You look like Metro too much, though.
Yeah, man. He was huge. Dr. Dre. When I started doing my research, I just fell in love with Dr. Dre stuff. Yeah, man. Like Dr. Dre, Timberland. There's a lot of Quincy Jones. When I started like tapping into Michael Jackson.
R.I.P. Quincy Jones.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. It's just a lot of producers that I literally did my research on, and then I just stopped. I literally just stopped at a point because I was like, I don't want to be too influenced by them.
I want step out, be your own boss,
do my own thing, see how I'm gonna like do my own thing in this music industry as a whole.
Right, so I was expecting that you probably throw in a couple of South African producers.
No, they are.
Yeah, you gotta give me one that.
Bro, come on, bro. Like, obviously, your Black Coffee.
Shout out Black Coffee, definitely.
DJ Maporisa is a big one because he's literally like the guy who made dance music like a crazy thing for us in SA, man. He focused on taking it out there more than keeping it in South Africa, because our dance music scene was doing good, but it was like really boxed in until Amapiano came through. You understand? So yeah, DJ Maporisa too, man. Like the Xapo. There's a lot.
There's a lot. I don't want to have you exhaust the names, but you just mentioned that before. Amapiano started to rise.
Yeah.
Basically, I have been following. Well, not entirely, but at least I have I've been following the South African music scene for a while. The hip hop particularly, because I'm big on hip hop, and I know it's big there. A couple of people, R.I.P. aka Casper Your Vest. I think it was at Double HP at the time.
Double HP.
You know what I'm saying? Happy Double HP. I was following, and there's a lot of conversations always going in Nigeria, and then I could talk about the hip hop scene. So before Amapiano was a thing, were you into hip hop? Like, was that something that you were making beats as well? Of course, you already mentioned influence of Dr. Dre, so I guess that's a no-brainer too. But did you rap at a time too? Did you make your own songs?
Yeah, I actually started production doing hip hop. So I still rap, I still make hip hop music, I still do R&B, I rap, sing too. So production side, I'm mostly on Amapiano. I'm trying to figure out a way how to find my own sound in when it comes to like vocals and being an artist as a whole in Amapiano. But I'm taking my time with it, man.
In the meantime, you're just making the hits, right? y'all have that. I'm always behind the scenes making the hits, right? Look, that's fantastic. I want to us to dive deep a bit, right? So it's all going well in the production. You've switched now. You're making Amapiano beats. At what point because I want to talk about collaborations, right? Because I feel sometimes they're organic and sometimes it's done a certain kind of way for certain benefits, right? So for you, though, which collaboration would you say was really, really significant for you? That when you had that one, that's when things really started to change.
Most of my collaborations are really organic because I'm not picky, but like the energy in the room says a lot about like how the song is gonna sound in results. So a lot of mellow and sleazy stuff, Tyler ICU, X Darby, also Sade. Sade is also one artist. It's just, like his energy is just crazy in the room, so he's so easy to work with. Zlatan, Davido, like those guys are just beasts in the studio, and the energy is just like those are the people I would say, like, yeah.
Well, you mentioned a couple of Nigerian names, and you know, going back to Snokonoko, I saw a video on TikTok.
Yeah.
Do we have a remix coming out?
Yeah, we do.
Right. So I saw the video. I know the remix is with, but you know, now that you're here, you want to tell us?
Yeah, man. We have remixes coming out.
Remixes.
Yeah.
Okay. I dig that though. So that's So when you say remixes, like different versions with not just, are you saying it's not gonna be only a Nigerian remix? You have other. Okay, so let's talk about
trying to hit each and every country, each and every region actually. East Africa, West Africa, North Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa. So yeah, that's the goal is to expand the reach of the song. You understand? So yeah, man, we're just working in the background around all of that, but at the same time still pushing what we need to push. Just not focusing on Snokonoko as a song, but also trying to maximize off the song what it did, and yeah, man, trying to get the biggest names out there on it.
Yeah, you still don't say who was on the remix,
man.
I feel like I know though. You don't want to make me spill.
Yeah, no. Let the people find out.
Yeah, but you know, it's one of those benefits.
We just tell them?
Yeah, okay, one of the benefits.
Let me just give them the Nigerian artist that's on it. It's Charlie Poppy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we did some content actually like a few days ago, so we might just go active on social media with it.
That's what it is. I mean, now that you're here, right, in Nigeria, and you already mentioned Shode.
Yeah.
I mean, with a couple of collaborations that, you know, if you're looking to make more songs and you're thinking, I really like this, how, because, you know, with the Amapiano, definitely we've been rocking with the sound too for a while. I think since maybe 2019, 2020 was buzzing in South Africa too. But you know, a couple of Nigerian artists who jumped on it, and it became a vibe here as well. So. Who would you like to have on your record? You already mentioned Shode, Charlie Poppy's already, you know, there, but like, you know, those who you feel are really kind of pushing the Amapiano sound from this part of the world.
Asake, obviously. Wiz. I'd like to work with Wiz and DJ Tunes, man. They really doing it. Who else, bro? I'm trying to get Afrobeats artist to sit well on Amapiano. You understand? Because I've tried it out with Shode and works, bro. You understand? Works like magic. So I'd say, hey man, there's so many Nigerian artists I want to work with.
Let's have your top. I don't say top, like, you know. Let's have 4 names, just 4 names. Because you already gave me Ashaka, you already gave me Wizkid and DJ Tunes.
Wizkid and DJ Tunes. Who else, bruh? Oh, Rema. Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Rema. Oh, and Marvel. Marvel's actually.
You already kind of put up an EP. Just having his names together though. Let's talk about projects. So what are we expecting next? What are you working on?
At the moment, nothing is finalized. Nothing is on the table for like projects, but more music is like definitely coming. We actually just dropped a single, Stance, just this past Friday. So yeah, we're just working on that. The remixes are coming out. Stance is out. We're just going crazy, man. Just giving you guys music the whole way until the end of the year.
I caught an interview of you one time, and I was gonna ask about your fashion sense, right? Because I think at that time you had the head warmer thing on and his glove on, you know. I'm surprised that you didn't comment all of that today, though.
No. Today I had to. It's hard here, so I can't wear tracksuits and stuff. You understand? But I have everything in my suitcase.
That's what it is. I was gonna ask about your fashion style.
Yeah.
Who or what influences that?
I think it's just like comfortability at most. Yeah, I'm just comfortable in tracksuits, like gloves. I'm like that kind of gangster look is really what I like looking like, man. It's like, yeah, man, it represents also the name El Chapo. So yeah,
which brings me to that, right?
yeah,
Because I did a little bit of digging around, and yeah, you mentioned, and before I did that, the when I thought about it, right, El Chapo,
yeah,
I'm thinking El Chapo, right? That's what hit me. But then I actually did the digging, and turns out that was the inspo for the name.
yeah.
And so when I think El Chapo, clearly it's not for the infamous reason. You're
Yeah.
thinking some other kind of. So what was your intention behind it, and when did you pick that name?
So I grew up watching a lot of documentaries, just like being on Netflix when it just came out. So I fell in love with the documentary side of Netflix. Got in there, bro. Started watching those stuff, and then one day I was at school looking for a username for Instagram. I just thought of Pablo, and then I was like, nah, there's too many Pablos. And I was like,
the
El
Pablets
Chapo.
now.
Yeah. And then I was like, nah, El Chapo. And then I was like, nah, let me just switch it up a bit. You understand? Switch it up a bit. Change the E to the A, and then the CH, just make it an X.
Yo.
So also at the time I didn't have a producer name, so I also just started. So it's around the same time I started producing. So I didn't have a producer name. I was like, actually, I can just make this my stage name and going forward. Understand? So yeah.
So when did it start to really sink in? Because at some point, be like, did anybody ever feel like, what kind of name is El Chapo?
Nah, everybody just said it makes sense because I was also short as hell growing up. So, and the actual direct translation of El Chapo is the little one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the short one or the little one, I'm not too sure. They'll correct me, but yes, along those lines.
That's great though. So I have this question I usually ask. I feel like parents put us onto a lot of things, and music, importantly, is one of them, right? You mentioned that your uncle put you onto DJing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the songs that your parents put you on.
Oh, my parents were heavy on them. I think they are my biggest influence when it comes to music.
Oh, I like that.
My home was just music home.
Did they always support you being a musician from the beginning?
Yes, they did. My parents were super supportive from the get-go. As soon as, because my dad asked me like, what do you want to do after like matric, like high school? I was like, I tried to just like play him off. I was like, I want to do sound engineering. And like, and I just figured now he wants to do music. So yeah, man, they were just the next year he literally bought me a whole studio setup.
Wow.
Because I kept bugging him. He had a studio in he has an online radio station.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he had a studio set up. So I kept on bugging him to go to studio. He's like, nah, let me just buy him his own setup and everything. So yeah, my parents were always supportive from the jump. And growing up, they were playing so much music, bro. Like way back, like your 90s R&B type vibe. So there's a lot of songs, bro. They're the inspiration when it comes to music, really.
Fantastic. Let's talk about your creation and creative process, right?
Yeah.
What helps to get your creative juices flowing? When it's a brand new day. So
yeah.
Let me just say it like this: walk us through how it is for you, right? On a day in the life of El Chapo, you're trying to make a beat. You're in the studio. What gets you inspired? Do you have to listen to like old stuff? You have to listen to like other people's stuff before you decide, okay, this is the direction I'm going. How do you get in that zone?
It depends, man. Sometimes I could literally just wake up with an idea. Sometimes I could like just start making something and then keep on changing ideas as I go. So it depends like how I feel that day. how I wake up that day, how the energy is around me. I can go a day without making music. I can go a day with like making like putting out like knocking out like 4 or 5 songs. You understand? So it depends on how I wake up, really.
Okay, so let's talk about how Snokonoko was made, because I was definitely gonna come back to that.
Crazy story,
right? Great, it's a crazy story because you gotta share it with me, because like I'm in the bus doing in the Nandasa. I'm just it's just there at some point, and I gotta know how exactly that came to be. How did it happen? Was the beat already made, or was it something that the process was in real time, where you had Benzi and EQ, right? And just in the studio before everything started. How exactly did the process?
So I had I called Benzo because we had a session scheduled for the longest time. So I texted him like, pull up to studio, and he told me he's on his way. So while he's on his way, I'm literally just making the beat. I start the beat proper. As I'm making the beat, he gets to my place.
Yeah.
So I bet he walks in. I'm keep on making continuing the beat, and he's like, bro, let me record. He records that thing one take. Goes crazy. Knock. I bet. And then sharp. Yeah, we finished that beat.
Yeah.
Finish that song, onto the next. We make another song, and we make another. I think we made like 4 songs that day. And then I call EQ because EQ wanted him on like one of his songs. I'm like, EQ, pull up, dog. The guy's here. And he pulls up, gets there. We record EQ song. Benzo records his verse, and then I'm like, actually, we made a song earlier.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even notice how like good that song was until we played it back. Like EQ was about to record. Like, actually, this song is crazy. And then Benzo told me, he's like, bro, send me the song. I'm gonna make it go crazy on TikTok.
That's what it is.
You understand? And then man, EQ recorded his verse, and that's really how it happened, bro. That's the first song we ever made with Benzo.
Talking about, man.
Ever.
He had the whole 1+1.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What were you thinking about when you heard like, what you talking about? 1+1 is 2, bro.
I really thought it was so cool, because now it's like he's mixing English and our like native languages. So it's like, and that's one thing I've always wanted to crack. The code I wanted to crack in Namabiano is like the English aspect, because so it can like have a bigger reach than us just singing in our native language. You understand? So yeah, man, like I thought it was really cool, bro, because like, and how simple it is, how repetitive it is.
Who came up with the dance though?
I don't know, bro.
Nobody knows.
So the first dance is actually this other girl called Muntles, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it the one with the hand movement though?
No, that one I don't know who came up with it. Yeah, there's too many dances, bro.
It's a crazy song.
Different ones.
What do you want
bro.
from us? Yo, I've never.
Yeah.
The only thing that comes to my mind right now is part that goes.
Yeah.
Yo, I heard this thing so much, and it's fantastic, right?
Yeah,
so
man.
like, so after that moment, right, and he, I think you mentioned EQ said it was gonna make you go crazy on TikTok. So when did you realize?
No, it was Benzo.
Benzo, right?
Yeah.
So when did you realize it was going crazy? Did someone have to reach out to you, or did you find out yourself? Like, oh wow, like you're just scrolling on TikTok, then you found.
Bro, first of all, I knew it was gonna go crazy because how confident he was. When he told me, he's like, yo, it's like, this one is the one.
He been waiting on you.
So
bro.
listen, bro, like I'm telling you, we knew from the studio that the song was gonna hit.
That's
but we
what it
didn't know how crazy it was gonna hit.
I mean,
you understand? So as soon as, I think a week after he posted it, just started going crazy. You understand? And then that's where we were like, yeah, no, we got one chance. But we didn't know how crazy it was gonna go. Thought we were there, I was gonna do crazy numbers, and then just hit Nigeria.
it hit us I'm never gonna lie.
Damn, like it's just
Well, you
man.
did mention something earlier about cracking the code, right? Having that balance somewhat where you can have your native South African language and English, so for a wider audience. So, who would you have a couple of people on your radar you feel, oh, I think this person is already in the light that I'm talking about?
Yeah. In Amapiano, I think Scots can do it really well.
Scott's Mafuma.
Scots Mapuma, Lima Crazy can do it too. Optimist, there's one guy called Optimist Music. He's like crazy. Yeah, that's my also Benzo. Benzo can do it really well, bro. He's like, I think he's smart in that aspect. Most of his songs have that English in them, and the English is literally the target, the main hook of the song. So I think those are the guys that can actually, like, if we literally had to sit down and structure this thing and maybe like lock in and write and think of ideas, probably knock out an album full of those
what are you talking about?
crazy hits, man. You understand?
Yeah, but so you're in the studio with a lot of artists, right?
Yeah,
and you yourself being one, and how does that influence you? I mean, I know you're kind of like behind the scenes right now with production and everything, but you hear them and think, does that inspire you some way to say, okay, because you mentioned earlier that you were in sort of like trying to find your sound, and how in terms of delivery, how has the experience working with a lot of artists where you're getting different vibes and thinking, oh, how's that impacted you in terms of you being an artist?
Bro, it's like it's funny because I am slowly grasping and learning an element from everyone I'm working with, you understand? So I think once I start practicing and going into that, tapping into that that space in my career, I think I'm gonna come out with something really different from everybody, because it's gonna just be a mixture of so many great minds that have hit the mic, and I've experienced hit the mic, you understand? So yeah, man, I'm just learning at the moment. I'm learning a lot from these guys. They also not like, they know that they good, so it's like I'm just there to learn, really, and also give them the beats that they feel like they need to go crazy.
That's fantastic. The beats that they need to go crazy. They've been going crazy though. I'll tell you that much. But so there's this saying that jack of all trades, master of none is better than jack of all trades, master of all is better than a master of none. I think I can't remember how it's
the other way around.
Right, it's the other way around, but it's my bad. Yeah. But my question basically is, there's so much that you can offer. You can produce, make beats, you can DJ and an artist, right? And I feel sometimes that something might have to suffer.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way too?
Bro, only time will tell, man. I think there's some also, like, as you grow, there's some things you have to sacrifice. You understand? So I don't know what's gonna be sacrificed. But I don't know which part of my career is gonna be sacrificed, but something has to go, you understand? So I might not be a DJ in the future. I might not be one thing I know for sure is that I might not even be a recording artist. I might be a songwriter. Who knows, you understand? So there's so many aspects I can just tap into as a producer, but that's the main, that's that's the one that's never going to be sacrificed. Just making the beats, production, and composing good music, man.
That's what it is. Composing good music. And you mentioned songwriting though.
Yeah.
Are there songs that you're thinking to, write essentially and then have someone perform?
Yeah. I have plenty of those. I have songs that I've recorded that I don't think I'm gonna drop as a Xapo.
Yeah.
Probably might find the right person to to
have a collaboration.
Yeah, man. Like be the front of those songs. So songwriting is actually something I also want to go into in the near future.
But you mean is it something that you're doing right now?
No, not yet. But there's songs that I can present that sound good.
Yeah. I'm saying if you've written for somebody, like, you know, when you've produced the beat and then decided that, you know, this is how I want the song to sound as well, and then have someone deliver that particular part.
I've done it a few times, but it's mostly unreleased songs. Yeah.
Why is that?
I think it's more experimental songs
right now.
Yeah, I experiment a lot, man. So also with artist I mentioned, Optimist, I work with him a lot. So we experiment a lot, bro. So it's like sometimes we just like go back and forth ideas. He's also like quick with the pen. He's quick with the melody. So yeah, man, we just test each other and as producer to artist to producer, test each other every day. So I think that's why most of them are like experimental songs that are not out yet. They're gonna be out soon though.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I want to also talk about you know, I know I probably already touched on this before, but in terms of your upbringing, you know, and just growing up in your family, how would you say that impacted and influenced your music? And you know, what you went through in life and all of that.
Yeah.
How would you say this impacted your music?
Bro, it's actually, I grew up great. I have the best parents, bro. So best supportive. My parents are really supportive. So in each and everything that you do, they want to understand, oh, this is what you want out of it. And then they're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. If you don't want to do it, then that's cool. Suggest something. If the suggestion doesn't make sense, they're not going to do it. So everything had to make sense. Also made me a firm person to literally state what I want. So that's what one thing you need to be in the industry, like be firm. Don't let anybody like convince you to do otherwise. You understand? So yeah, man. Also the music, a lot of the music I know, old music, I heard from them. So I could literally like sample something. I probably heard it from my parents. You understand? Like, yeah, man. They played a huge role.
What about friends, though?
Yeah, man.
What about your friends? And
friends?
Did you have friends that were making music at the time you started?
I had a lot of friends.
Did that get your fire to burn more, or are you the kind of person that it's just really about? I mean, I know it's always nice to have someone who can always be there to give you that extra push. But how was that for you? Did you really have friends that because they were artists and making music at the time in the space that you were in, also made you really sit up and you wanted to perfect your craft?
It was my friends and I were like studio geeks, so they started before me. So I was like the new kid, always trying to prove them that I can do this thing. You understand? So they were always supportive, man. They were like, bro. As soon as I started, they were like, bro, you are onto something. And I just made sure that I proved them right all the time. You understand? We're still close right now. They do the hip hop side of stuff. Most of them, I also have friends who are tapping into the Amapiano. Yeah, man. Like my group of friends are crazy creatives. So yeah.
But you've been making piano beats.
Yeah.
So when was the last time you made a hip hop beat?
Bro, probably like 2 months ago.
2 months ago?
Yeah.
That's interesting though. So for what song? Because I'm big on hip hop.
It's an unreleased song.
It's unreleased.
It's my song. Yeah.
What's going on, bro? Because I was gonna say that
a lot of stuff unreleased.
You don't you have people listen to them and think, or you're just thinking it's not really going with the Xapo brand right now?
Yeah, right now. Because main focus is Amapiano. I don't want to confuse my my audience. You understand? Today I'm dropping piano, tomorrow I'm dropping hip hop. There's gonna be a confusion there.
Right.
So I'm trying to make sure, okay, we have this sector of everything done, and be comfortable in a sense in this sector, and then try hopping into the other sector and see how people react to that. Yeah, but that's probably gonna be in the next 2 years. But I'm obviously gonna be doing back end work, like production, hip hop, like a lot of Afro beats that
I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah.
Really excited to have you in the studio. We've been having a conversation with Xapo, and well, I want to talk about more personal things, right?
Yeah.
So if it's not music, though, how do you just, have a good time? How you just relaxing?
Bro, I'm actually like a chill guy.
I can tell. I see a couple of years of you. You're just like, relaxed. Things like.
Yeah, man. I'm literally just chilling in the house, man.
Video games.
Nah, I don't.
That's not your thing.
I don't game as much as I used to.
As much as you used to.
I used to game growing up, man. Like I used to game like crazy. I used to play Call of Duty. I used to play like FIFA Online. I think I got too tapped into the music thing, and I just blocked everything out. Yeah, man. So also like relationships, everything.
Don't say so. Tomorrow is a free day for you, then,
bro. Bro. Yeah,
it's
man.
a free day.
Yeah, I blocked a lot of things out, like for music.
How did that help?
It helped a lot because now it's like, bro, I don't know. It's a different mindset. It's also dangerous, I'd say, because you lose a lot of good people that they like you choosing music over them, and it's like you don't understand, but it's fine. I won't fight you for not understanding. You'll understand once it works. You understand? So
are they understanding now, though?
Yes, obviously.
So what's going on, though? They're like, yeah, I know, I didn't understand them.
No, I understand why they didn't understand. You understand? Too much understanding, man. Yeah, so yeah, I had to sacrifice that a lot of that. I had to sacrifice a lot of that. Yeah, man. So that's really what it is, man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Xapo, I'm gonna ask you a bit more question about lifestyle. Let's talk about money. How exactly do you handle it? And my question in particular is, what would you say is your biggest money lesson?
It ends.
It ends.
It finishes, boy.
So you have to be.
You need to respect money. Respect it and not cherish it, but make sure you spend it wisely. Yeah, don't just spend because you want this now. Make sure if you trying to get this, you can buy it like twice at that time. Understand? So that's one thing I've really learned, is to respect money, and it can finish anytime. Whether it be 1,000, million, billion, there's gonna be a point where it finishes. So yeah, man, that's my money lesson, financial lesson. Yeah.
Got a couple more questions to wrap up now. But first off, right, seeing how the world is right now, what is a message that you think young people should hear?
Keep going, never give up, because like no matter what comes your way, there's gonna be obstacles for sure. Just prayer and believing in God, praying to Him every day, and just keep on going, pushing and forcing, like not in a bad way, but forcing, like really
being consistent,
and making sure people hear you is what's gonna really in anything, not just music, in life, just in general. You understand? Just to be successful, you just need to do that. I feel like. So yeah, man. That's really what it is.
Okay, so this is basically the part I'm going to end with. So I mean, Nigeria has over 240 languages, and tribes.
Damn.
Right? There's a lot going on. But I feel one thing that makes you, more Nigerian is that you can speak Pidgin. Right, so I'm going to give you some Nigerian swagger, but give you a bit of Yeah. how you did, basically. You can say
How
that.
you did?
How you did. I did be now.
I did be now.
Type thing. So I want you to give me a bit of South African swagger. You know,
Yeah.
I hear Haibo. I don't know what it means.
Haibo means oh no.
Oh no.
But yeah.
But they always say it in like a good way.
It's like
Haibo.
It's like don't you guys say Omo?
Right. And for
You
different
guys say that.
situations.
You guys
Right,
say
right.
Yeah, like so it's like it's expression. Yeah, it's an expression.
So that I already kind of knew. So give me something fresh so that I will step out like, bro.
Do you know what yo means? Yo. Like yo.
Is that like wait? Like
Nah, like it's like wow.
Yo.
Yeah, it's like if you also you can use it in different instances. It's like okay, let's say you're complimenting a girl.
Yeah.
Like yo, you're so beautiful. You understand?
Take that.
Yeah.
Yo. That's
Yo.
what it is.
Like yo. You pretty. Yo.
You're fantastic, man.
Yeah, man.
I really, really enjoy this. Speaking with you, you know, I'm not gonna lie. You're a really chill guy. You know,
Yeah,
I
man.
felt that from several interviews that I saw already, but having you face to face, and I definitely wish you all the best. You know,
Appreciate
I
it,
already
man.
said in the beginning, creative genius who has a lot to offer. You know, you have a lot on your plate. Just wishing you all the best. Thank you very much for taking out the
Appreciate it.
time
Thank
to
you
come
for
through.
having me, man.
My guy, our Xapo.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.